Happy Sunday, folks. We're doing the mailbag video today, and we're going to be talking over many subjects: Jared Goff, NFL draft, Brad Holmes, free agency, a lot of the questions throughout the week that you guys sent. Now, if you'd like to have your question on here, simply post a comment in the comment section, and we'll look at it throughout the week. Without further ado, let's get this thing started. Folks, we are 50 subscribers away from 10,000, 5-0. So if you're one of those 50 watching this, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get to that big O number of 10,000. Now let's get into this video here. We're going to start with the first question. Should the Lions trade up for Brock Bowers? And this one came on 97, won the ticket. Well, there is even some mock drafts of him falling to the Lions at 27. So we'll start with the trade up here. Absolutely not. The Lions should not trade up to get Brock Bowers. Look, he's projected to be probably a top 10 pick, right? Maybe he's out of the top 10. We're talking to 15. But if the Lions were to make a trade-up move, in my opinion, you would want to go for a corner or an edge. Something that you're getting value for that trade-up. You're getting a tight end. Brock Bowers, if you're to trade up and get him, look, you're going to have a crazy tight end set, but you just paid Brock Wright $12 million, or, 4 years for 3 years, $40 million contract. You got Sam Laporta. You trade up for another tight end. How much is he really going to produce this year for the Lions? Like, there's just so many balls to go around. I know he's an elite prospect at tight end. But wouldn't you rather, if you're to trade up, if you're going to use this capital to trade up, wouldn't you rather just go ahead and trade up for, I don't know, a Quinyon Mitchell? I don't know, Jared Versa, Latu, whatever his name is, I can destroy his name. Anybody, on the defensive side of the football, wouldn't that be something you want to do? Or maybe even offensive tackle, I think, would be more valuable. Trading up for a tight end would be something I definitely wouldn't do right now. Then the question is, if Brock Bowers falls to the line at 29, would you take him? If he's the BPA, I think that's what Brad Holmes does, but I'm not going to trade up. I'm not going to trade up for a tight end. I'll trade up for something that we need, that is best player available of a position of need. That's what I would do. So that's just my thoughts. And let me know in the comment section, would you trade up for Brock Bowers? Why for yes and for no? Should the Lions trade up for Jared Verse? Well, literally just talked about this. I think this is... we don't know where he's going to go in the draft, and this is the problem with Jared Verse. I'm seeing mock drafts where he's right after 10. I'm seeing mock drafts where he get passed up at 29. Don't know where he's going to be. If the trade up is not much, if you're not giving up too much, I will always consider it. But if you're talking like top 10, no, I can't do that because you'd be giving up a first-round pick. I definitely don't want to give up a first-round pick. Would I like Verse in this team? Heck to the yeah, I absolutely would. And I think he would be outstanding opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. I think it would be ideal. We just don't know where he's going to go at this point. Golly. So, yes, if the capital is not too bad, I would consider it, yes. And same with Quinyon Mitchell. Put him in this list here, too. I'd put him in this list. Next question here. What round will Lions draft a wide receiver? Whew. Man, this is a great question. I think they can go in any round. Look, you can see in any round. And it starts with round 1, right? The Lions could absolutely take a wide receiver at 29. I know that make a lot of people upset. It's very possible they could do it in the 2nd round. They could do it in the 3rd round, 5th round, 6th, or 7th. The Lions can do it any round and expect any round. Don't go in there thinking, well, they're not going to take a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds because they need help at defense. That is not how Brad Holmes operates. He is best player available. He literally could take a wide receiver at 29 and then go offensive line in the 2nd round, and that would make people furious, upset. But that's how he operates, folks. He will pick the BPA, even if we're strong at that position. That's what he's going to do. And Adonai Mitchell, he could be available at 29. X receiver, big body, contested catch, end zone, gets touchdowns. That's a legit option for the Lions at 29. and it's possible. And if they can do it 29, they can do it any year round. Now, I think that a lot of us, including myself, is really hoping need matches with BPA. What does that mean? They're sitting at 29, and the best player available is a cornerback. The best player available is an edge. The best player available is a defensive tackle. That's what I'm hoping. What will happen is some of these defensive players gets pushed down because in the first round you could see probably like 7, 8 offensive linemen go. Same with wide receivers and a lot of quarterbacks. So I am hoping that's going to push down some defensive talent to the Detroit Lions where we can get a premium player for the secondary, for the defensive line at 29, because that's what I want to see the Detroit Lions do, preferably me. Now, let me know in the comment section, would you take a wide receiver in round 1? I'm going to take BPA, so that would be yes, but I'm really hoping for defense. Let me know in the comments below. Next question here. Would you draft a kicker? Yeah, 100%. But first off, the Betts thing, the Lions did reach out to him. 64-yard field goal for Michigan Panthers. They did at Ford Field. The Lions did reach out to him. Say they don't sign him or to compete. 100%. 6th, 7th round, draft a kicker. Why is that? Because we would like to get this kicker position taken care of. And the odds are in the 6th and 7th round, if you draft a player, these guys are going to be a individual who you're grooming and you're letting learn the system. They're not going to see playing time. You get a kicker, you got a starter. Because there's a good chance he'll beat out Micah Badgley. You have a starter. A 6th and 7th round pick, you get a special team starter. So why not? Why wouldn't you take a kicker? And there's a lot of good ones out there. There is. There's probably 3 kickers that you can draft in the 6th, 7th round in this year's draft. Lions very well could be one of those teams. They talked about bringing competition to Michael Badgley. Brad Holmes spoke about it, so it's going to happen. If they don't sign this Betts guy, best believe, folks, they're going to draft a kicker or they're going to pick one as an undrafted to compete with Michael Badgley. That's the truth. And we'll see, but kicker is a position. Now, I'm not going to go before the 6th round to get a kicker. I'm not going to do that. Because you can get some good ones 6th, 7th round, right? And you can get them in undrafted. Special teams player. I know Jason Hansen went in the 2nd round. The 49ers, they got the Michigan kicker last year in the 3rd round. Mine is 6th or 7th. That's really it. That's where I'm going with kickers. And that's what I would like the Lions to do. Next question here. Who is the next free agent to sign? Oof. Don't know. I have zero idea who the next free agent is going to sign. I don't know. Free agency right now, I think, at least for the bigger names, is going to be a little bit slower until after the draft. But if we're talking about signings, and it's not free agency, I would like to see St. Brown get signed to an extended deal. I'd like to see Jared Goff get extended deal and Lee McNeil. That's the next signings I want to see. It's not free agents, obviously. That's the next signings I want to see. And that's where the money the Lions has got to save for. Remember, $8 million of this money that we're going to is for the draft, too. So, yeah, we got cap space. $8 million go to the draft, and we got players whom we got to re-sign. We got to give a long-term deal to St. Brown. It's got to happen. We need to get St. Brown locked up. We need to get Goff and Lee McNeil locked up. That's what I want to see occur. We need legit help there. If the Lions have an opportunity to get a player like Xavier Howard or Tyler Boyd, if they strike out in the draft in corner or wide receiver, I'm all for it. I'm definitely all for signing those guys. I'm assigning a safety. If they want to get a veteran safety after the draft, I'm all for it. Or if they just draft a guy, but I don't know who they're going to sign. I seriously don't know. And anybody that tells you they know exactly who they're going to get, it's not true. This organization and Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is the hardest group of individuals to find out who they're going to get and what they're going to do. So I don't know. Sorry for that. Next question here. Do you believe Jared Goff gets a contract extension? Yes, I do. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it hasn't happened yet. I do believe it's going to happen. Jared Goff deserves to get extended with the Lions. And I love Hendon Hooker. I'm glad the Lions drafted him, but Jared Goff he's played now 2 years straight, top 10, top 5 level at the quarterback position. He brought us to the NFC Championship game. The reason we lost is not because of Jared Goff. It had nothing to do with him. Yeah, re-signed Jared Goff. And that's the bottom line. The guy knows how to win. He wins in big games. He's got ice in his veins. He does. He does. And I want to see him on this team for the long haul. I do. He deserves it. He has a redemption story, the likes that we've never seen. Who he was destroyed when he got traded to the Lions, and I never thought he was as bad as everyone's making him out to be. He come in here with all the criticism, all the destruction in the mainstream media and the fan base, and he comes in and takes us to an NFC Championship game, and we nearly go to a Super Bowl. How could you get rid of a court? I've been a fan for this team for a long time, and last time before this last season was when I was 6 years old, they won a playoff game. We've been through many quarterbacks. Jared Goff deserves to get an extension here. He deserves it. It's time for him to get extended. It's time for him to have a long-term deal. Now, the money, that can be all debated, how much he should get. And Brad Holmes and his agents are going to get together and decide that. We'll see. And there's rumors coming out as a $49 million. We don't know until it comes out, until it happens. So, I'm not even going to speculate on how much Jared Goff's going to get. But I do feel like he needs to be a Detroit Lion for the next 5 years, for sure. And I like what he's done. I think he's done a really, really good job for this football team. So I'm pretty happy with Jared Goff. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Do you think the Lions should go ahead and extend Jared Goff for a long-term deal? Y for yes and N for no. Let us know. With that said, folks,